My name is Anthony Tillman, and I'm a photographer and graphic design professional. I was always going to be an artist, starting from could be elementary, very early, humble beginnings. I've done a lot of artistic things, drawn, all that stuff. So maybe I put that off to the side, maybe growing up and everything like that. But came towards, let's say, freshman year in high school. That's when I got my dad's. He let me borrow his camera, black and white film camera, for the class that we had, which was photography. We learned about the rules of thirds and all the basic setting, aperture, shutter speed, and everything like that, starting in freshman year. Developed film by in the dark room and everything like that. So that's where kind of grew, and ever since freshman year, that's when I really started. When I couldn't afford a camera, it was graphic design. The next year, they were offering a new class called digital imaging, and that's when I started to dive into graphic design. Pretty soon in high school, and I went to high school in Okinawa, Japan, so military. So these were new classes that were being developed year after year. So digital imaging, graphic communications, it was all new to the school. And then when they saw when I got on it, it was like, oh, he's the go-to guy for flyers and everything like that. So that's what I did all through up until came here. After I got accepted to Norfolk State University, and came in 2007. Graduated high school in 2007 and came in. And then after that, it's been pretty steady with everything. When I guess towards the end of my freshman year in college, towards sophomore year, that's when people started to really recognize exactly what I was doing. I was already interning for freeweblayouts.net, that the layouts, MySpace layouts and everything like that. I did that. I worked for them for a while. And after that, I in high school I was in the newspaper staff, and my some photographer friends and everything, I would see their images and I'm like, man, I can't say anything with my little camera here because nobody could afford what they had. And of course I asked them 700, 800. I said, okay, y'all got it. I'm just sticking to graphics and everything like that. And I told myself later in the future, later down the line, I'm going to get a camera. Fast forward to junior year in college. That's when that refund check came in, and I went and invested in a camera. And that was when I first started. And like I said, it's starting from December 2004 and up. It's been that type of journey, So, camera of choice. Well, I can only think of my camera that I use right now. I started with the Nikon D3000, and then now I've progressed and upgraded recently to a Nikon D7100. D7100 it's heavier than the D3000 and stuff like that. So my company is called ANTUNLTD. It provides photography and graphic services to companies, to small clients, to small businesses, and everything like that. Right now we provide logos, different print publications and everything like that. Like I said, contracted to the school and doing work for them. Whether it's doing logos for the learning communities or doing the Ideal Spartan project on campus and everything like that. So other than that, we do a lot more things. I'm starting to expand in as far as photography is, but at the same time doing graphic design with logos and flyers and different publications and everything like that. That's one thing that I've always been, I guess you could say I've always been working for myself, starting way back in high school and everything like that. I had a small name, it was like, everybody was thinking I gotta have a name, something special. I wasn't really thinking it was called Ice Rain, Frozen Rain. It was Ice Rain. That's all it was. And over the years, I would develop something that was like I needed to develop something that was signature and title and everything like that. So what I came up with was Unlimited. That's when it kind of I changed it up maybe 5 years ago. And changed it up so then this would signify the photography and graphic design and everything else. That's why it's unlimited. It's sky's the limit. Because I was, my major is fine arts, was fine arts and everything like that. We focus on, the typical artists. You have Da Vinci, Leonardo, all of them, and all the, so I didn't really, nobody really, I know there was a class offering photography, but I didn't take that. The only photography class that I really took was in high school. So a lot of the current things that I'm inspired by are photographers who are doing things now. That's a lot of different published photographers. I don't want to say the names because then they'd be like, oh, he said, well, yeah, I know. There's Marvin Dienamid, there's Taurus Love, there's Justin Robinson, there's like just a lot of my current colleagues now are my inspiration right now. Carlos Jones, they're based in Michael Letterlow. They're all based in the hot spots of America. Let's say DC, New York, California, all the spots that I'm so motivated and have been to those places before. So Elton Anderson, there's the list goes on and on. The more I think about it, it's like the more they're living their lives now as a professional photographer and everything like that. So James Anthony, there's I can keep going and on about current. I mean, the best thing for me during my career would have to be two things. It's actually meeting these these motivated people, and then having a transparent type feel. Like when you understand that they're a photographer, you're a photographer. We have a similar interest, so we can just build off of that. Have a conversation. These are people that I look up to, and it's like, okay, we're not at the same level, but I still look up to you. But it was just the surrealness of meeting these big time photographers who are published in National Geographic, Ebony magazine, all these things, and it's just like those are the single accomplishments that I enjoy about my career. The highlights, those are the ones. When I first met Elton Anderson in LA, that was surreal because he's just like a normal person. It was like, wow, Second thing is contributing back to my school. I give back. I'm part of the alumni association and everything like that. Do my little, contribution and everything like that. But I also give back. Make sure that I do any flyers or anything that's needed to be, that need to be done. The Ideal Spartan thing, even though those are like paid stuff and everything like that, I enjoy doing what I love to do, and that's the best thing is for me to contribute back to my school. Well, this is based off a true story. A lot of times I just let them know, you start off and you do what you want to do. I ask them. I always ask questions first before I go and make any type of judgment call or any statement or anything like that. Because my thing is, with anything, you have to start somewhere. You can start, and I tell them that you have to start somewhere. Some people look at me and they're like, "Oh, another photographer." You have to start off somewhere, and then I tell them you need to concentrate in what you really want to shoot. A lot of times, photographers, people who just grab a camera and everything like that, I kind of be like, okay, what are they going to be doing for the rest of it? I don't keep I keep a conscious eye out for them, but if they really want, to help, or I want to just throw something at them, just a little buzz in their ear, I'll let them know. So what do you want to do? You've been doing events and everything like that. Is that all you're going to be doing? or what more is there that you want to do. Once you find that out, it's not my obligation at all, but I provide just what I can about the knowledge of those different sections. Some people want to do fashion, some people want to do commercials, some people want to do athletics, some people want to do events. Events is my least favorite thing to do, but I provide what I know to them, and then I tell them to keep at it and be consistent. That's the best advice that I could tell anybody. Be consistent in what you're doing. You don't want to you don't want to do something big, give it a rest for a couple weeks, and then think that you're going to be right back on your A game. Especially early in your career, you can't just put something there and then just keep it moving. Like that's no. You have to be consistent. Somebody who contributed towards society, whether it's through publications, whether it's through writing, whether it's through anything, just know that Anthony Bryant Tillman, he contributed to society. That's the biggest thing. So, and I know whether it's, if it's, hold on, train of thought. Whoa, yeah. Whether it's drawing or anything like that, I've learned that I can express myself any way I want. Rather, if it's words, it's words. If it's anything like that, if it's dancing, I don't dance. I mean, I can, but no. Anything, I just want to make sure that anybody can express themselves in any type of way.